This is Lone Star Politics from NBC 5 and the Dallas Morning News.
A powerful Dallas-Fort Worth congressman makes his first appearance on Lone Star Politics. Kenny Marchant on Ted Cruz, whether the United States should send troops back into Iraq, and the controversial Texas Republican Party platform. And welcome to Lone Star Politics. I'm Christy Nelson in for Kevin Coakley. Congressman Kenny Marchant represents the 24th District in the heart of Dallas-Fort Worth. It includes DFW Airport and parts of Fort Worth, Dallas, and Irving. The five-term incumbent faces a Democrat and a Libertarian in November. And Congressman, welcome to Lone Star Politics.
Thanks for having me.
And joining us as always is Gomer Jeffers from the Dallas Morning News.
Good to see you, Christy. How's everything?
Everything is great as usual.
All right.
Well, let's begin with Iraq, which could be on the brink of civil war. Al-Qaeda-backed militants continue to take control of territory, and on Friday, President Obama reiterated the U.S. will not send ground troops to Iraq. He also emphasized that any U.S. assistance hinges on how the Iraqi government responds to the insurgency. So what kind of help do you believe the United States should provide here?
Well, we should keep our drone activity at a very high level. We should make sure that we know exactly what's going on every minute. I think we may have relaxed a little bit over the last few months thinking everything was okay. And then we should consider, I think we should consider our air tactics, and we should make sure that the Iraqi people know that if they will stand up and defend themselves and use those hundreds of billions of dollars that we poured in there to train their military and get them prepared to be a democracy, that we will give them support if they need it.
You heard the president say, we will not do it for you. So you agree with that? I
do agree with that. I think they need to show us that they want to keep their country and they want their country.
So should any military presence or solution be coupled with a long-term plan for Iraq, sort of getting both governments in concert with each other?
Well, it was a mistake to leave Iraq without an agreement with them.
Right.
And I think it was a mistake to totally pull out. So we're going to have to now come back and correct that mistake. And I think that unless we get some kind of an agreement with them for a presence of force, it's going to be very tentative for a while until we see whether the Iraqis really care enough about their country to stand up.
Congressman, let's talk about politics. I'm sure you've gotten over the shock of Eric Cantor going down to a Tea Party candidate in Virginia, the House Majority Leader. What is going on in the Republican Party?
Well, the Republican Party is going through, it's not just the Tea Party. The Tea Party is responsible for raising the awareness of what has always been a very active grassroots constituency. My district, not just the Tea Party is active. We get hundreds of emails a day. We get phone calls. I mean, the electorate in general is activated right now.
So why did Cantor lose, you think?
Well, I think Cantor spent, because of his position, he spent, I think last year he had 200 air flights that he bought. He traveled all over the United States raising money and helping other candidates to try to keep our majority. And in the meantime, usually a district has an understanding of that and is very supportive of that. But in this case, the district felt like that he had not paid enough attention to them, was not in the district enough, and was not, parts of Virginia are very much like parts of Texas.
Okay, quickly, your fellow North Texan, Pete Sessions, is not by for Majority Leader. Will Boehner survive next year, or will somebody like Henserling take him on for Speaker?
I don't know if Jeb will take him on for Speaker or not. The Speaker is in a position right now where he is having some demands made on him by conservatives like myself, demands that he stand up and make sure that the Benghazi hearings go properly. He makes sure that he keeps pressure on the Attorney General, right, on the Lois Lerner thing. So the Speaker has a lot, he has some accountability to the conservative members of the caucus. And I think between now and the elections, that accountability and how he responds to the conservatives in our caucus is going to have a great deal to do with whether he has an opponent or not.
Okay.
And Congressman, many political analysts blame Cantor's defeat on his support for immigration reform. In April, your Republican colleague Joe Barton announced on Lone Star Politics that he will introduce a bill that features a guest worker program and that would allow illegal immigrants to become legal residents but not citizens. And his plan also calls for a path to citizenship for the minor children of illegal immigrants. So will you support Congressman Barton's immigration overhaul?
No, I won't. I agree with, excuse me, with the state party and they're changing the platform. It's the platform change that they just made is very reflective of the way that my constituents feel in my district. I would support a very strong secure the border bill as a first step towards immigration reform, but the only immigration reform that I'm prepared to support is securing the borders.
And Congressman, let's talk about the platform adopted by Texas Republicans at the convention in Fort Worth last week. It endorses so-called gay conversion therapy. They call it Pray the Gay Away, and both the American Medical Association and the American Psychiatric Association oppose that. And delegates removed the Texas solution from the platform, and that gave illegal immigrants a chance to remain in Texas in a guest worker program. So now that platform calls for repealing the Voting Rights Act and the minimum wage, pulling out of the United Nations, and banning the morning after pill. So are you comfortable running on this platform as it stands? Well,
I support the platform. I don't support every single aspect of the platform, but in general, it's a platform that reflects my constituents' views. There are specific parts of it that I probably would not have supported, but I support the platform.
Kenny, in the last few seconds, who are you supporting for president? Ted Cruz, Rick Perry, or somebody else?
Well, I've got a great working relationship with Ted Cruz. And Rick's been a friend of mine for many, many years.
Oh, no, you know, you're not going to do it to me, are you? You're going to take a position, right?
I'm going to wait till one of them announces for president, and I'm going to make a decision.
Okay.
Congressman Kenny Marchant, thanks so much for joining us.